If you're hunting for the ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II keyboard because you want a durable, mechanical RGB beast for your gaming rig, then you're in the right place. But here's what surprised me. This keyboard isn't all sunshine and rainbows like the marketing claims. You see, the ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II promises heavy-duty mechanical switches rated for 50 million keystrokes, and an aluminum frame designed to withstand the wildest gaming marathons. But here's the twist. Despite these promises, some glaring issues make me hesitate before telling you to pull the trigger on this keyboard. Let's unpack why this keyboard might not be the knight in shining RGB armor you expected, and whether it's worth your precious hard-earned cash. Before we dive deeper, let me rehook you with this. If you're a committed gamer craving responsive, customizable keys and ultra-durable construction, should you keep watching or walk away now? Spoiler: I have a few surprises that could save you a headache or make your decision a breeze. Now, let's get comfortable because there's a lot to cover, including how the ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II performs in the heat of battle, its design pros and cons, plus a few unexpected quirks you won't find on the product page. Firstly, let's talk about who this keyboard is for. If you're the kind of gamer who treats your keyboard like a lifeline, someone who spends long hours immersed in intense battles and needs that tactile feedback from mechanical switches, then the ASUS K3 Gen II is targeting your exact needs. It boasts fully customizable blue, brown, or red mechanical switches, meaning you can pick the clicky, tactile, or smooth typing experience. With an industry-standard 50 million keystroke lifespan, it screams reliability, which is critical when you're mid-boss fight and one wrong key press could mean your doom. Plus, it supports ASUS Aura Sync, so customizing your RGB lighting to match your gaming setup isn't just an option, it's practically built-in destiny. But here's where it gets interesting. While the spec sheet sounds dreamy, real-world usage isn't always a fairy tale. For starters, the keyboard's construction does feel sturdy thanks to its aerospace-grade aluminum alloy frame, a feature that honestly feels premium and reassuring. The detachable magnetic wrist rest is a clever touch that provides comfort during marathon gaming sessions. No one wants wrist cramps midway through an epic raid, right? It's like ASUS took ergonomics seriously, which deserves applause. However, despite these positives, some users, myself included, noticed a few quirks that earned grimaces. For instance, the keycaps are ABS plastic, which is notorious for smoothing out over time and becoming a slippery nightmare. If you're gaming hard and fast, those keys can get slick and reduce precision. Definitely a drawback if you love those satisfying tactile clicks and confident typing. Also, while the keyboard boasts 8 fully programmable macro keys with on-the-fly recording, the learning curve for ASUS Armory Crate software, a crucial tool for configuring these macros, is steep. So steep that it might make you question if it's worth it or if a third-party macro software might be easier. Armory Crate itself, despite its promise of centralized control, can be a resource hog and prone to bugs in some updates. Now let me break this down with a quick joke to lighten the mood. Why did the gamer bring a keyboard to the party? Because they wanted to press all the right buttons. All right, back to business. One standout feature is the keyboard's N-key rollover and 100% anti-ghosting, which technically means every simultaneous key press gets registered without fail. This is a must-have for combo-heavy games like MOBAs or FPS titles, but the implementation feels a bit inconsistent. Sometimes, fast typists or gamers note missed or delayed keystrokes, which can be infuriating during clutch moments. This isn't a death knell, but it definitely puts a slight damper on reliability claims. Rehook alert. What if I told you the RGB lighting, which is advertised as fully customizable with stunning effects via Aura Sync, can actually be a double-edged sword? Sure, the keyboard lights up with an impressive kaleidoscope of colors that can sync with your other Aura-enabled devices, but the default brightness is often too intense, and dialing it down requires fiddling through software. For some users who prefer a subtle glow or even completely off lights during late-night gaming, this can be a nuisance. That said, ASUS didn't skimp on convenience features. The USB 2.0 pass-through port easily lets you plug in your mouse, flash drive, or even recharge your smartphone without reaching for your PC spec. It's a thoughtful addition that hardcore gamers appreciate, especially in cramped setups. The media controls are also a nice touch. You can adjust volume, skip tracks, and mute with dedicated keys or combos without interrupting your game, which is fantastic for multitasking. But here's where the ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II drops the ball a bit on aesthetics and ergonomics. The keyboard has what many call a frameless design, which makes it compact and sleek, but also prone to feeling cramped. If you're used to a keyboard with a numpad or bigger palm rest area, this might feel like squeezing into a pair of jeans one size too small. It looks amazing on a desk, but sacrifices some comfort and spacing, which can matter during extended sessions. Now, for those who love macro programming, you'll appreciate that the 8 fully programmable keys make the K3 feel like a Swiss Army knife. However, as mentioned earlier, the Armory Crate software can be an annoying hurdle. It tries to offer centralized control, but sometimes crashes or fails to save profiles correctly, forcing you to redo setups. Not exactly what you want before a competitive online match where every millisecond counts. Until ASUS irons out these software kinks, this will remain a sore spot for many users. Speaking of iron, the sturdy aerospace-grade aluminum top cover is a huge upgrade over plastic keyboards, reducing flex and giving this keyboard a reassuring solid feel. You won't find this level of build quality on many keyboards at this price point. ASUS clearly designed it to withstand those angry key thumps when you lose a map. So if durability is your top priority, it's hard to fault this aspect. Let me throw in a second joke. Why don't keyboards ever get lost? Because they always find their keys. Moving along. Now, addressing the noise factor. If you pick the blue mechanical switches, expect an audible, clicky experience that some find satisfying while others call it midnight murder. If you game with roommates or in shared spaces, these switches might make you about as popular as a loud neighbor. The brown and red switches offer quieter alternatives, but at some cost to that iconic mechanical feel. Remember, the choice here isn't just preference. It impacts your gaming setup environment too. Let me rehook you again. What about the price? With a 4.5-star Amazon rating, this keyboard strikes a good balance of features and quality at a reasonable price point. For gamers on a budget who want mechanical switches, customizable RGB, and solid build, the ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II offers an attractive package. However, if you want perfection or professional-grade peripherals, you might want to shop around or wait for software improvements. So where does that leave us? The ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II has strengths and weaknesses that make it a mixed bag. On the positive side, it delivers a durable aluminum frame, a variety of mechanical switches for every taste, excellent anti-ghosting and rollover tech, plus a handy wrist rest and USB pass-through. Its customizable RGB is visually stunning and syncs well with the ASUS ecosystem, hard to beat at this price range. The dedicated media keys and full programmability further sweeten the deal, catering to serious gamers who want to tweak their setup. On the downside, the keycap's material and feel are subpar compared to higher-end boards. The Armory Crate software can be clunky and frustrating. The compact design may feel cramped to some, plus certain switch types can be noisy. There are minor keystroke inconsistencies that may impact competitive gameplay, and adjusting RGB brightness isn't as intuitive as it should be. Here's a final joke to leave you smiling. What do you call a keyboard that's always calm? Spacebar. All jokes aside, the ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II is far from perfect, but is a solid contender if you value durability, basic programmability, and RGB customization on a budget. To wrap up with a positive note, if you want a keyboard that looks sleek, feels sturdy, and delivers reliable mechanical switches with plenty of customization options, without breaking the bank, the ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II is worth serious consideration. It's built for gamers who want good performance and style without diving into the ultra-premium tier. Just be ready to invest a little time mastering the software and accepting a few minor trade-offs. If you want the best price and a quick purchase, check the link in the description to grab your ASUS TUF Gaming K3 Gen II from Amazon today. Whether you're grinding FPS matches or grinding through work, this keyboard packs the essentials and then some. So go ahead, light up your setup, and game on like the pro you are.